Hello and welcome back to Where the Demon Lurks. We will be continuing where we left off on Toast's route. So if last you recall, there was a whole thing with the underworld. We're seeing how it's going. Things are not going well, obviously. Omari's still the rebellious. Fortis still sort of in the middle, I guess. Doesn't want to do anything. And Nox is kind of having like his own little internal battle. King cook for them. But then topside, we have Kobu, Lucian, Toast, and Morris. I believe Lucian is kind of instilling some concerns into Kobu about Toast. Like, because I guess ghosts, the longer that they stay topside, if they don't return to the underworld or if they don't, go upstairs to up above, they eventually become corrupted. And Lucian is concerned about that. So, yeah. Also, we've, found out what Toast's real name is, which is, Tomas Eduardo. I completely blanked out, even though I just said it a few minutes ago. But yeah. He died of a cardiac gunshot, which I believe means that he was shot. So yeah, in the heart. That's probably gonna come up soon. Anyway, so yeah. I guess without further ado, let us continue and see what happens. And I believe this is the part where we will be going to the hotel. But yeah, so yeah, let's continue. The night shift is calm and quiet tonight. Toast has accompanied you to work while Lucian stayed back home, having fallen asleep after the meal. The shop's centralized air conditioning blankets you in cool air from behind the counter. You didn't have to come with me to work. I ain't letting my partner get jumped on like before. We're a team, so I've got your back. Thanks. With your new body and ID, that reminds me of this crazy idea that I had. Toast raises an eyebrow. Why don't you come work with me? Here. Me? Work here? Yeah. You gotta earn some cash, and that'll help to keep our expenses manageable. I don't know. I'm not a brainiac like you. Your face squinches in embarrassment. Trust me, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work here. I can even train you. It's just, I tried doing these kinds of stuff before. It never really worked out. Then think of this as a second chance. A second chance. Toast contemplates his hands for a bit before his gaze meets your face. Okay, if you believe in me, I'll do it. Awesome. Now let's start by drafting your resume. We have a walk-in interview system, so I just need to help you fill out some forms. Then I'll tell Mike that you're ready for the interview. You pull out your phone and open a document. I've got my old resume saved, so we just need to change a few things for you. Name, Toast Eduardo, sex. Not enough. Education. I graduated high school, but nothing else after that. Then we'll use the death passport to make a school cert, a birth cert, and whatever's next. Let's focus on the questions about your skills. What can you do? I can cook some mean enchiladas. I'll put that down as cooking skills. Plus, if anyone's gonna give you guys beef, I know how to make them disappear. He cracks his knuckles with a devilish smile. I'll put that under waste management then. Let's just move on. Do you speak another language? Sí, hablo español. You speak Spanish? That's so cool. Shoot me a line, man. Cuando veo tus ojos, siento en mi corazón la necesidad de protegerte. You fan this out of your face. Ooh, I don't know what you just said, but it sounded hot. Yeah. You flip your phone over and activate the camera. Alright, let me snap a pic of you and I can finish up the resume. Toast removes his shirt and raises his arms in a double bicep pose. How's it looking? Like you're preparing for a different kind of job? The shutter sound of the camera app repeatedly echoes throughout the store. I just need a headshot. Toast nods and pushes his shirt back on. Ready? He gives you a bright smile and you take a picture. Not long after, you finish up Toast's resume and the related paperwork. You give Mike a quick call, scheduling the interview for the next day. You even convince him to let you sit on the interview. You said that it would be helpful for your training, but really you just want to make sure Toast doesn't say something inappropriate. Locking your phone, you go about the rest of your night working while running some mock interview questions by Toast. You can tell that he's not taking the matter seriously, often becoming distracted by the many curious objects littering the shelves of the convenience store. You're starting to think that this may not be so easy. The next afternoon, your eyelids are heavy from the night shift, but you squeeze them open knowing Toast's interview will begin at any moment. Please tell me that you remember the answers to all the mock questions. Nope. His bravado is instantly shot down by your tired mind. Mike enters and flips the shop sign to closed. The wolf carries with him a clipboard in one hand and a bright blue pen tucked behind his ear. You stand upright, feigning some energy remaining within you. This him? Yeah, Mike, this is Toast. Toast, Mike. Hey, man. Toast raises his hand for a high five. The sheer sight of the hyena's hand going above his head causes your brain to inject a copious amount of adrenaline into the rest of your body. It's do or die now, and the ghost brings an opener that's sending his career into an early grave. Oh no, I didn't tell him how to give a formal greeting. Nice to meet you? Mike returns a high five, which brings a glee to Toast and prompts him to set his hand down. Shall we get things started then? You're the boss. Yes, he is. Stop talking to him so casually. Yeah. Hope you don't mind if we do the interview in the break room. I close the shop so that there won't be any customers anyhow. Kobu will be sitting in as part of his training for a managerial post. That okay with you? I'm good. Great. While you wish that you could pull Toast away to remind him to be more professional, you're out of time. The three of you head for the break room. The lunch table now serves as the interview table with two chairs placed facing one another. Mike walks over to the far end of the table and you stand behind him. Toast, on the other hand, stands at the entrance with his back facing the door. You both watch what the hyena will do. It's a chair test. It's okay. I went through this with him before. These mortals are as fickle as Vendrick when it comes to showing social power. During an interview, that power belongs to the interviewer, so Toast just needs to ask for permission to take a seat. Toast grabs a chair in front of him and sits first. In your mind, you grab an imaginary chair and fling it out an imaginary window. He sat down first. What is he doing? Mike doesn't respond and takes a seat. So I went over your application on the way over here. I see that you didn't have any working experience. Yeah, I figured that I'd get some while I'm over here. It's not a big issue. Sunny Fruits takes in all who are willing to work. So what's the reason that you want to join our organization? So that I can afford to eat. You facepalm yourself. Okay, tell me about what you can bring to our little shop. Bring? I guess I can bring some instant noodles. Kobu doesn't have much at home. You watch Michael chortle, but you feel your feet clawing at the ground in desperation. You live with Kobu? Honestly, I expected King to move in with him first. Ain't that right? You laugh nervously back at your coworker. Perhaps I was being unclear. I meant, what kind of skills do you have that can be helpful to our store? That's easy. You got heavy stuff, I can lift them. If anyone is giving you trouble in your turf, well, I know how to make them play ball. Ah, it's over. Interesting. So you're saying that you're strong physically and diplomatically. We definitely need staff like that. Now, what I found most interesting is that you ticked, do you have a history with law enforcement, but didn't elaborate. Wait, I told him to tick no on that. Toast, please don't say anything incriminating. It's complicated. Toast looks sternly at Mike. I won't lie, I spent a few nights in the slammer before. Why was that? I was a lot younger. I had to feed my brother. I did some job for the local mob. You know, just to get enough to put him through school. A gang, huh? You don't happen to be currently working with a gang in town? Toast shakes his head. That's not a life that I want to go back to. You watch Mike scrawl down a few notes. I can relate. I have a little sister too. It can be scary how far I'd go for her. Family first, I say. Mike nods. They're really getting along. Of course, Anna has a penchant for bad boys, which does not bode well for you. Mike stares Toast down. Ah, that's what he's concerned about. But I will say this, your multilingual skills are a plus. Your resume says that you speak Spanish? Sí. What a coincidence, I took Spanish as my second language class last semester. Mi nombre es Mike. Oh, eres muy fluido, hermano. Mi hermana es una biblioteca. Seguro tiene muchos visitantes entonces. Then they both laugh. A cold chill down your spine. You get the feeling that there was a misunderstanding here, but you are too mentally drained to worry about it. Last question, then let's call it a day. Hit me! Knowing your employer is an important part of any interview. So, what is our company motto? Toast looks at you wide-eyed and confused. Crap, I knew that I forgot to teach him something. It's a line in the jingle. Wait, maybe I can mime it to him? You point to the sun logo on your shirt while desperately mouthing the words sunny fruits. Tally-ho, I mean, sunny fruits? You nod and switch to show a series of actions. First, a wide smile. Then with both arms, you swing them in an arch from left to right to symbolize the rising sun, followed by a sway of your hips as your hands rise and fall to represent the rain. I got it. Huh? The wolf turns his head around. You quickly stand still with a goofy grin plastered on your face. Sunny fruits. Smile and bite our stuff, or we'll throw you into the river and you'll be sleeping with the fishes. Mike bursts out laughing. Toast tilts his head, seemingly unsure of what he just did. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Mr. Toast, you have a great sense of humor. Isn't that right, Kobu? Yeah. He's a joker, all right. All right, our interview ends here, Mr. Toast. You'll hear from us within 2 weeks. Sweet. Once again, Toast raises his hand to offer a high five. Mike happily reciprocates. Kobu, you mind escorting your roommate out since your shift is over? Sure, Mike. Is it okay if I get changed and leave with Toast? That's fine by me. Also, I got your notice about your 2-day vacation. It'll be tough with only me and Anna, but you're good to go. Thanks, Mike. I'll make it up to you guys. It's fine. We're in this together. He puts a reassuring hand on your shoulder and leaves with a smile. Toast grins while giving you 2 thumbs up. You force yourself to smile back and give him a thumbs up in return. After a quick change of clothes, you both head back to the apartment for some well-deserved rest. That night, you toss and turn on your mattress. It's freaking hot tonight. You stab at the darkness to reach the phone, lying somewhere beside you. Feeling the plastic on your fingers, you pick up the device, the dim light bathing your face. The dim phone light bathes your face. Maybe a few minutes online will help me sleep. You open your messages to reread the conversation you had with Morris after you got home earlier today. Made the booking for tomorrow. Our cover story is that we're all just friends who are on vacation. I even rented a car. The next message is a picture of Morris next to a yellow Beetle car. Is that a car for us or a family of ants? It was the cheapest rental on the lot. Just make sure that you're packed and ready. Bring essentials like food and water. Clothes aren't important. Remember, we're hunting a ghost, not going on a vacation. You reply with a sticker of a DT-14 Knight giving a thumbs up. The conversation ended with Morris saying that he would pick up everyone at your place come morning. A hushed groan escapes your lips. Just the thought of how tomorrow will go makes your heart race. This is until Toast's loud snoring derails your train of thoughts. As you watch him sleeping peacefully on the sofa next to you, you can't help but feel a little envious of how easily he falls asleep. Tomas Eduardo. You heard the words of a certain angel echo within your mind. Who is Toast? You suppose that you could just ask him directly, but would he tell you the truth? Staring at your phone, your fingers hover over the web browser. Intrigue and anxiety now sit on your chest. their weight growing with each passing moment. You know that you won't be able to rest until you try. You open the search window and key in what you remember of Toast's real identity. Tomas Eduardo, 1993 and Los Angeles. A series of newsprint clippings appear in the top search results. What is all this? You click on a true crime blog. It appears to compile all sorts of information on past crime stories that happened around the world. The one on Toast reads, May 13th, 1993. The residents of an apartment building in Leicester Street received a rude awakening by the LA police force. Tomas and Chilo Eduardo were found dead in their apartment surrounded by $100 bills amounting to 10,000 soaked in their pools of blood. Neighbors reportedly hearing the brothers arguing, but were unsure of the details before hearing multiple gunshots emanating from the apartment unit. The murder weapons were identified as guns belonging to both victims. Fingerprints on the weapons helped investigators surmise that the brothers shot each other during their arguments. In a statement by Chief Officer Harrison, it was stated that the tension had been building between the brothers for a significant period of time prior to the altercation. According to the neighbors, the brothers said that they never got along ever since Chilo began law school. Chilo at the time had recently passed the Nevada bar exam, while Tomas was notoriously known for working with a local crime syndicate. Some alleged Tomas ran illegal gambling dens, drug trafficking, and was involved in several unsolved murders at the time. Tomas had already been on the police's watch list for a long time. Neighbors would describe him as a rage-filled hyena who took pleasure in harassing and threatening people. Toast snores loudly. You gasp and turn off your phone. The hyena shifts around on the sofa before turning away from you. Your heart races as though you've run a mile. There's no way that you can sleep now. Once the coast is clear, you continue reading throughout the night. Not much else was said about Toast in the blog. After that point, it went into discussion of the evidence found at the scene, in particular noting a stray cigarette butt, despite neither of the brothers having a history of smoking. The blog ends with a history of Club 8 and its notoriety over the years. What? That can't be it. You scour the web for more information, but the other sites merely regurgitate the same details over and over. After a while, you give up on your investigation, finding yourself staring blankly at the ceiling. Until eventually you're too exhausted and fall asleep despite the hints of sunrise outside. For a while your mind is blank, peaceful, serene. Then your eyes snap open, your brow slick with sweat, the thought of Toast having murdered his brother tormenting you upon your awakening. Morse arrives around 8 in the morning. You, Lucine, and Toast gather outside, ready to depart. You stand as idle as you can while actively keeping your head from drooping. Your body suddenly jolts forward as an icy sensation prickles through the fur on your neck. You spin your head around to see Morris holding a can of cola while nonchalantly taking a sip out another can in his other hand. Yow! What was that for? You look like death warmed up. Stay up all night playing video games or something? No, it's nothing like that. I just read something uncomfortable last night. Your pupils turn to the hyena now arguing with Lucien on how the bags should be stacked. Morris doesn't seem to join the dots. Well, I can't have you passing out on us. Do you want to sit this one out? No, I'm good. Let's go. You down the soda Morris gave you and toss a can in a nearby bin. The four of you enter the cramped car and take off for the N Hotel. Morris is in the driver's seat while Lucien calls shotgun so that he's in the front too, leaving you and Toast to share the back seat. You wind the window down a while back after realizing the rental car's AC was busted. As time passes, the concrete jungle of Kibbleton is replaced with the lush open fields. Kibbleton is known for its produce, but you rarely get to see the proof in person. Your eyes wander over the scenery speeding by. Your breath... Oh my god, the background is making me dizzy. You breathe deeply, a distinctly crisp morning air fills you. It's nice to appreciate peace while you have it. Lucien is sticking his head out the car window, seemingly panting as the wind blows against his face. Whoa, that's a scarecrow! Toast leans over your side of the seat and also sticks his head out of the car. Woohoo! Get a load of this air! While he enjoys the scent of the countryside, you get a face full of Toast's round behind. This goes on for several minutes before Morris starts talking. Hey Lucy, mind grabbing the folder that I have beside you? Lucian sticks his head back inside the car. It's Lucian. He reaches for the yellow folder next to the boar's seat. Open it and read it out loud. It's everything that you all need to know about the hotel. Through the rearview mirror, you catch Morris staring daggers at you. He's serious. You grab Toast by the waist and pull him back in. He pants heavily and looks at you. Dude, you should try it. It's pretty fun letting the wind in your fur. Yeah, maybe later. Morris has something for us to hear. Lucian, give us a reading. The hotel was built 22 years ago in the year 2000. The original owners were an elderly couple who always dreamt of owning their own hotel. I thought old people just wanted their kids to call more. You stare blankly, your mind adrift to a sea of thoughts. He killed his brother. A year after the hotel's grand opening, the business was struck with a misfortune. A businessman fell from the hotel rooftop and died instantly. But is it true? I mean, he's from the underworld, so it's no surprise that he did something bad. I thought he was just bluffing, acting all tough to get what he wants. How could he be someone who would actually go through with a murder? The witnesses said that the body looked strange, like it was all shriveled up. I feel shriveled up inside. Why does it matter so much that he killed someone? Big deal. I've seen the souls of killers dozens of times. The car hits a bump and you all lurch forward. Toast puts a hand on your back. You okay, buddy? You seem out of it. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Lucian flips through the rest of the folder. The hotel returned to business as usual, but ever since then, guests would report many strange occurrences. I know why this stings more. I think he's beginning to rub off. Off, not up. Get it together, brain. Objects moving about, people entering rooms from different time periods. Overall, the guests said that they were drained by the end of their stay. Your head throbs with a dull pain as you piece together fragments of Toast's actions, but now in a new light. He wanted to smash a brick over Morris's head. He called it a little bump. But what if it's the corruption? How much has he been influenced by it? What does that mean? It means that the entity in the hotel had an all-you-can-eat buffet of soul energy from the guests. Jump to the last page, Lucian. In the last 2 years, the hotel is now under the new management of the original owner's grandchildren. While no more deaths have been reported, over the past 20 years several guests have gone missing. Investigations found no evidence that could be tied to the hotel or its staff. We're looking at maybe 5 disappearances since the first death. It's a patient ghost. It knows not to cause too much trouble or the hotel will close. Ha! Bet it won't be smart enough to take us on, right, partner? Yeah. You look nervously at the ghost and turn away from him. I need to confirm this with him. I need the truth. I'll reveal the plan when we get there. Why then? Because I can tell that Kobu isn't paying attention. Isn't that right, Kobu? Huh? Yeah, sure. With that, Morris speeds off to the hotel. It's noon by the time that you approach your destination. Peering out the car window, a majestic white villa welcomes you. Lush-trimmed trees and bushes line the parking lot that leads to the hotel. Wow, check that place out. Even you have to admit, the place is far better looking than what you could have ever imagined. You expected a rundown place like something from a horror movie. Morris pulls a car to a stop and parks outside the main entrance. The instant that you leave the car, a chill runs down your spine and you feel goosebumps all over your body. There's an eerie atmosphere around them. The wind is deathly silent. Not even the trees dare to move an inch. It's like you've entered a vacuum devoid of life. You whisper, "It's too quiet." Sure is. Now come on, you gotta check in. Toast hands you your backpack and you all head inside. Soft lounge music plays as you enter. It's so cold inside that you can see your own breath. Where is the receptionist? This will not bode well for their online rating. Hi there. Lucian hugs you, seemingly for protection. A male and female wolf pop up from below the registration counter. Their cheeks are stretched apart by the most painful-looking smile. Irashaimase. Irashaimase. Welcome to the N Hotel. The heck is wrong with your faces? He points at them. You nudge Toast by the arm. It's rude. Morris hesitantly approaches them but remains composed. Hi. You two work here? Abso-positively. Do you have a reservation with us this fine day? Yeah, it's under Morris Boris. He hands the male receptionist his identification card. Without taking their eyes off of any of you, the male brown wolf taps on his computer. Ah, here we are, Mr. Morris and his 3 guests. Your room is ready. Here are your key cards. The female receptionist takes out 2 cards and hands them to the boy. Thanks. May your stay be the end of your troubles. Okay. The 4 of you head over to the elevators tucked in the far corner of the room, away from prying eyes of the receptionists. Let's get to our room and set up the trap. Toast raises his hands. I call shotgun on the sofa. Morris shakes his head. No need. We have the double queen bedroom. Toast throws a fist in the air, celebrating his acquisition of a proper sleeping place. But that also means that we have to bunk up with someone. Morris looks towards Lucien. I am not sleeping. Toast then leans in near you and whispers. Hey, if it gets too cold, I'm fine with you snuggling up to me. Thanks, but I'm sure the blankets here will be sufficient. Oh. Come on, let's go. Hang on, those receptionists were weird, right? It wasn't just me. You, Lucien, and Morris look at the receptionist's counter. The 2 receptionists are still standing there, staring into space. You swear that you see a fly land on the female receptionist's nose, and she doesn't even react. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just puppets of the entity here. Leave them be. Right. The elevator doors open. For a grand hotel, the elevator ride is unnerving. The doors squeak shut, and the fan above rattles. Sudden jolts accompany your ascent to the 10th floor. The elevator doors open. Everyone exits the elevator. Did you see that? Your knees weaken and a cold sensation presses against your neck. It's already begun. Don't say that. It's the middle of the day. Ghosts usually haunt at night. Cut the chatter. Let's get to the room. You all walk down the corridor before taking a sharp turn to the left. You stop at the 3rd door to the right. Morris opens the door to room 103. Before you is a pristine hotel room. A sharp breath reveals the crisp scent of lemon wafting through the air. A queen-size bed takes up most of the space, with a second, rolling single bed nestled into the furthest corner of the room. You all gather inside the space. Alright, here's a plan. He takes out a yellow paper charm and a blue bead. The moment I trigger this charm, we'll draw out any nearby ghosts, no matter what. We stick together, got it? Wait a minute. Are we sure that we're not rushing into this? The longer that we stay idle, the more that thing is gonna sap our life force. Fighting it now is our best chance. It won't know what hit it. Everybody nods. Here we go. Morris holds the paper flat in one palm, crushing the blue marble with the other. The speckles of crushed marble trickle between his fingers onto the charm below. The paper glows blue and bursts into a ball of fire the size of a soccer ball. Wow! Doesn't that hurt? It's not real fire. Don't worry about it. Morris tosses the fireball into the air and it splits into 2 smaller balls. One floats towards the exit while the other makes a beeline for Toast. Hey, what's the big deal? Toast swats at the incoming fireball, but upon contact with its hand, the fireball disappears. What do you think? The charm detects the presence of ghosts. So we just need to follow that one to our target? Right, but hang on. He runs a hand along the flame, splitting it into 2 even smaller orbs, before giving you one. Keep this close as backup, in case anything happens to the first one. You nod and bring the fireball close to your face. The dark pools in your pupils briefly flood with a warm, firefly-like glow. Everybody ready? Hang on, I gotta wash my face. Don't take too long, we'll wait outside. I'll stick around. Gotta watch Kobu's back if the ghost tries anything. For once, not a bad idea. The angel follows Morris out the door, leaving you and Toast alone. You smile sheepishly at Toast and head for the toilet, splashing some water onto your face, the wave of coldness invigorating your senses. Once more, your thoughts take a detour towards Toast's past. I can't keep holding this in. I have to ask him. You okay there? He stands by the bathroom door, sighing. You turn to face him. Yeah, actually no. You struggle to look at the hyena in the face. There's something that I need to talk to you about, but now isn't the time for it, so I'll wait until we're done with this hotel business. Toast's ears droop. You wonder if he has his own suspicions. Either way, you'll leave the washroom to go join the others. You freeze in place. The hallway has changed, as though you were standing in a completely different building. It takes a moment before you remember to breathe. Hey, you're blocking the door, man. You turn around. Get back in, Toast. What? You shove Toast and yourself through the threshold of the door just to find yourself back in the foreign hallway once again. What the? Where's our room? You let out a groan and punch the wall. Crap, it got us. Outside room 103, Lucien taps his right foot repeatedly. 10 minutes have passed and his patience is wearing thin. Morris looks on ahead at the path leading towards the elevator. The fireball continues to burn brightly above his unbandaged hand. What's going on in there? Did he fall asleep in the toilet? Go check. The angel rushes back into the room, then back out again. His face is wider than a bedsheet. They're gone. What? They didn't even go past us. Morris grips his bandaged hand in pain. His thoughts are telegraphed by the scowl on his face. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We have to get them back. If Kobu dies, the balance of life and death will be destroyed. The spirits of the damned will split reality apart. And worse, Lord Gary's going to call me a bad boy. Get a hold of yourself. We don't know if Kobu's dead yet. I doubt that the spirit would be so kind to offer any of us a swift death. The boar's gaze turns towards the flame in his hand. We need to get to the ghost ASAP. This is no time for ghost hunting. Kobu is in danger. If it could kill him quickly, it wouldn't have spared us. The ghosts must have plans for them. I'm sure Kobu will come to the same conclusion. I gave him the flame compass for a reason. If we both follow it, then we will meet eventually. Gah. The angel clenches his fists, his blood rising to a boil. Let's go. Morris pushes the fireball and it hurries down the corridor, the two giving chase. You observe your surroundings. Although the space appears ordinary, the portraits lining the walls weren't there when you first arrived. Suspecting that they might be fake, you touch one of the portraits. Dust scrapes away beneath your fingers. It's real. A loud crashing sound pulls you out of your analysis. Toast has begun to relentlessly kick the metal bins beside you. Stupid creep! Come out here and fight like a real ghost! His ferociousness scares you like never before. You now see his outbursts in a different light. Toast chucks the bin at the ceiling, hitting with a metallic thunk before unceremoniously crashing back onto the floor. You frown at the ghost. Toast, calm down. This isn't helping. I am calm. This is me being calm. He picks up the bin and gives it a good whack. It spins about before toppling over. Are you okay? You weren't this agitated when we went up against Simolda. It's that damn voice. It won't shut up. Voice? Ugh. A sharp headache precedes phantom whispers in your ears. In your mind, King's voice sounds loud and clear. You left me to die. You shake your head to force the voice away, but your mind plays the words over and over like a broken record. Sucio. Bueno para nada. Solapado. Pedazo de basura. Quit hiding and come out and fight. We need to keep moving and leave this place. It must be some kind of pocket space the ghost created. An idea surfaces within your mind amongst the sea of anguish. You raise your hand and begin to focus. A blue ring begins to form, but immediately fades away before it can enlarge. Cursing under your breath, you try again, but to no avail. King's voice continues to berate you as your mind begins to feel tired. You think that's how these people went missing? It could be, but I don't want to find out. You take out the flame compass, a single tap and it begins to move, guiding you down the narrow hallway. Kobu, help! Save me! They're tearing me apart! You keep telling yourself that it's just a trick, to ignore it, but the words cut deep. You're killing me! Stop! Why won't you save me? Like daggers stabbing into you with every step. Toast doesn't appear to be feeling much better, his face contorted in pain. Yet, he appears transfixed by the uncanny paintings that adorn the walls. Hey, am I going crazy or are the paintings changing? You follow his gaze to a picture to your right. A cat in a gentleman's suit. You blink. The image changes to King lying on the floor, blood gushing out of his chest cavity. You gasp in fear. Don't look at any. Just focus on the flame. Run! The both of you sprint after the flame. How can you let them do this to me? Your legs buckle with each step, the hallway seemingly stretching endlessly. You're a monster! A monster! Every few steps the same image of King dying passes by your peripheral vision. Yet you run, chasing the flame compass until your legs feel like they would give out at any moment. After what feels like hours, you both collapse in exhaustion against the walls. You're back to where the picture of King dying is. As you try to gather your breath, Toast walks over and turns the portrait around. Thanks. That thing was annoying me. Huh? Oh, yeah. His avoidant gaze makes you suspect that he saw something else in that picture. Sweat drips down your back. You barely have any energy left to run, much less to fight. Your attention turns to how your shoulders feel heavy and how your mind struggles to think. The maddening voices keep whispering in your head. Toast slumps against the wall, a lifeless look in his eyes as he gazes towards the ceiling. The colors in his eyes seem to be fading away. You wonder what the voices have been saying to him. Are you still with me, Toast? Yeah. I'm just tired. He looks at you. What was it that you wanted to talk about? In the room, you said that you had something to talk about. I don't think it's the best time to talk about that. As good a time as any. Just, I don't want to hear them anymore. He must be talking about the voice in his head. You close your eyes for a brief second, steadying your nerves for what's to come. Okay. I know about Shiloh. Toast's eyes widen. How did you... I searched your name online last night. You could have just asked. He glares at you. I know, I'm sorry. My curiosity got the better of me. He sits up straight. Why didn't you tell me? He keeps his eyes trained on you. Toast, tell me that there was more to it, that you didn't just kill your brother in cold blood. He doesn't answer. In an instant, your ears droop. Why did you have to kill him? Toast points in the air to emphasize his next point. Dug his own grave when he wouldn't do what I told him. Toast's tone of voice catches you off guard. If he didn't stick his nose where it didn't belong, at least one of us could still be alive right now. But he was your family. Family wouldn't try to hold me back every step of the way. Family wouldn't be telling me how shitty I was for fronting for the mob. Gah! Toast, and you wince. The voices are howling into your ear, but you force yourself to ignore them. Everything I did for him, but he never appreciated it. One time I asked him to just follow along. His voice breaks for a brief moment. You see a crack in his armor, and his expression turns sour. And he couldn't even do that. He was nothing but a burden. Ugh. He covers his eyes and looks away. Life would have been better if we were never related in the first place. Toast. This doesn't sound like Toast at all. You faintly recall the way that he's spoken about his brother in the past. His words are like a puzzle piece that no longer fits. The voice stops and Toast's ears perk up. He looks down the corridor in a wide-eyed state. Worried, you shake out his shoulders, but he doesn't respond. Toast, snap out of it! He just stares into the darkness. Suddenly he begins walking. Toast, where are you going? PB? He bursts into a sprint, forcing you to give chase. Toast, stop! It's a trap, your brother's not there! Your cries fall upon deaf ears. He runs and runs until he comes to an end of the hall where a single brown door stands. Your heart races, every nerve in your body screaming at you to stop him, but it's too late. Toast reaches the door and enters the darkness beyond its threshold. Toast! The door closes on you. You bang and pound and kick with all your might. Toast! Come out of there! Toast! You slam the bottom of your fist once more on the door, but there is no response. You back away, cursing under your breath. Damn it! Grabbing the doorknob, an unnatural chill jolts up your spine. Without a doubt, this is a trap. Your imagination stokes the fear in your heart. What lies beyond this door could spell the end for you. But what choice do you have? Toast needs you. You force yourself to swallow your fears with a big gulp and open the door to the darkness. Inside is your former office. Fuck. Meanwhile, Lucien and Morris are running through the 10th floor towards the emergency fire escape. The flame compass guides them all the way down to the 5th floor. As it floats through the door back into the hotel interior, Morris grabs Lucien by the shoulder. Wait, if the ghost's real body is in there, it's not gonna let us waltz in and exercise it. Be ready. You're forgetting who I am. The ghost is going to regret taking Kobu away from me. Morris raises his hand to object, but lowers it again. With the squeak of the door, the two step onto the 5th floor. The identical decorum serves to do little other than to disorientate them. This is the 5th floor, right? It must be. Those bins were in a different position on the 10th floor. Impressive eyes. They may look pretty, but the rest of me is just as impressive. Unbeknownst to the duo, 2 pairs of eyes are watching them from the shadows. Did you hear something? Hear what? Hurried footsteps scurry across the hallway. Then darkness falls upon them. Morris? Morris, say something. The emergency lights flicker on, bathing everything in a violent red hue. Morris, if this is one of your mortal pranks, then it isn't funny. The lights are dull and Lucien is barely able to see. His eyes dart about, combing through the darkness for the exorcist. He's nowhere to be found. A cold breath brushes down his neck. By Gary's beard! The angel turns around and finds nothing behind him. Lucien's breathing is shallow and rapid as he runs his hands across the wall, trying to locate the corner ahead of him. He shudders in a frantic manner, the sound of his heart pounding, urging him on. He paces down the hallway. All is silent until a cold hand grasps at his hair. Ah! Lucien pulls away. Several strands of his hair are ripped off. The hand recedes into the hotel room it came from. Just as he's about to strike the door down, another nearby door swings open. Thoroughly freaked out, the angel makes a run for it. Morris! Morris, get out of here this instant! As he runs, every door slams open in quick succession. Their symphony crashes in like the march of a wild beast. He turns around. There's nothing behind him but darkness. What? But I just came from here. He turns around. There's nothing there but darkness. Lucien gulps and carries on forward. His steps have slowed to a walk, but there is no sign of the creature chasing him. This is so unbecoming. Come on, toughen up, Lucien. What if the others of the office hear about this? He tries to reassure himself with his tail tucked between his legs. He's too panicked to notice the door creaking open next to him. He feels the unmistakable sensation of a bony hand grabbing his ankle. Without looking down, Lucien pleads to himself in a soft voice. No, Please. No. Now drenched in sweat, the angel forces himself to look down and see. The male receptionist sprawled on the ground, his head dripping with blood. Patches of fur have fallen off of him, and his face visibly dry and shriveled. Ah! The creature lets out a guttural cry. However, it would not release Lucien. In his panic state, Lucien instinctively kicks the person in the stomach over and over again until they are sent flying away from him. The angel continues to howl deliriously, running further into the maze of hallways. He turns from one corner to another, never slowing down. His mind, awash with fear, has no clue where he is going. He only cares about finding Morris and getting the heavens out of this hotel. He reaches the end of the hallway, but before him is a wide window glowing in ethereal green. He contemplates jumping out of it when suddenly the receptionist appears in front of him. The wolf's face appears more disfigured from before. Lucien's earlier assaults have left them with large black bruises covering their face. Mr. Lucien, you look a little ill. Look in the mirror, mongrel. Stay back. I don't know if you're working with the entity or if you're under its control, but I won't hesitate to use this. He conjures a feather with his hand and points it at the wolf like he would a dagger. Mr. Lucien, I work for the End Hotel. The hotel just wants you to stay. Be happy. Let it take your troubles away. I'm sorry, but I'd rather enjoy keeping my life force. What did you do to Kobu and Morris? And maybe even Toast? Mr. Toast and Mr. Kobu are in the hands of our beloved hotel. But do not fret, I have Mr. Morris right here. We bumped into each other. Isn't that right, Mr. Morris? Morris steps out behind the receptionist, but his back is turned to the angel. Won't you come here and greet your friend, Mr. Lucien? Sensing danger, Lucien shakes his head. You expect me to fall for a cheap trick? That can't be him. Turn around. Morris doesn't move. I said turn around. Go on, turn around. The thing called Morris turns. Lucien's scream echoes across the globe, touching the hearts of the young and old. On that day, the world felt a resounding message in their heart. Ah, I want to go home! Back to the inn hotel. Overcome with great fear, Lucien accidentally taps into the hidden authority he holds as an angel. In a state of semi-consciousness and fueled by his will to live, he lets loose all the magic that he wields in a mighty beam. What? Impossible! The blast of overwhelming power consumes the possessed receptionist and the faceless creature. The sheer force of the blast catapults the now cleansed mortal and a sizable chunk of the wall out of the window and into the pool below. Lucien falls to his knees, panting for air. Every muscle in his body burns from exhaustion. As he struggles to get up, a door behind him slams open. The other receptionist flies out and hits the door across the hallway. Morris steps out, covered in hickeys and bite marks all over his neck. He looks wary at the angel. Hey! Lucien crawls to face the boar. Where in the blue blazes have you been? Morris directs Lucien towards the unconscious woman on the floor. She grabbed me in the dark, been trying to off me in that room. Look at yourself. I say that she tried to do more than that. She was barking up the wrong tree. Morris extends a hand to the angel and helps him up. The boar pulls a flame compass out of his pocket once more. Wait, did you see Kobu? I haven't found them. Morris shakes his head. But there's hope that they'll make it here. Plus, if we destroy the ghost, we may be able to get Kobu back. Well, about that, I'll have to let you take over from here. I appear to have used up all my magic. Lucien. The boar shakes his head in disbelief. No, you don't get to judge. I saw things. All right, fine. Get behind me. Morris taps the flame and it enters a room far down the hallway. The two cautiously follow in turn. Morris takes a deep breath before opening the door and stepping past its threshold. A dense blanket of trees towered over them hauntingly, sending shivers down their spines. There is an uneasy feeling in the air. Lucien looks back, but the doorway is no longer there. A bestial rumble leads them to a lone tree in the middle of the forest. It stands out as being larger than the other. The flame compass vanishes as it hits the tree's bark. On its branches are massive cocoons where the skeletal remains of its victims hang like rotten fruits. They observe the bark of the tree, dozens of eyes closing and opening lining the surface. Right in the middle of it all lies Toast, frozen in space. His pupils are lifeless as green energy surrounds him. Morris and Lucien gasp. Look up there, it's Kobu. High above the tree is you. Your head is the only part of that sticks out of the webbed cocoon. Kobu! You do not respond to your friend's cries. Is he... He will be if we don't get him down. You get Kobu, I'll save Toast. On it. In his excitement, Lucien leaps into the air but is unable to summon his wings and crashes down. Ugh. I'm on it in 5 minutes. Hang in there, Kobu, we're coming. To be continued. Thank you for playing the latest update. If you want to let us know how we're doing, leave a rating and comment on our HIO page. We want to hear from you. We're the Demon Lurks, as supported by those who sponsor us on Patreon. Consider supporting us so that we can make the game bigger and better. Or you can support us by buying our merch, available from the fine folks at Pop Print Press. And if you want to keep up to date on the development, feel free to follow us on Twitter or join our Discord. So that was the latest Toast update. I already knew what was going to happen with Toast. Or at the very least, I already knew that Toast, his not his background, but his past was gonna come up, and that Kobu was gonna have a hard time dealing with that. But I know a little bit more about his past than most other people, so... Anywho... So... So what do you guys think? Do you trust Toast? Do you think that there's more to his story? You know, that the whole like, oh yeah, they killed each other. Do you think that there's more to that? Do you think it was wrong of Kobu to just, you know, Google his friend and then just go based off what, you know, these true crime blogs are talking about? Do you think he should have just asked like a normal person? But then if he asked, what was, you know, Toast gonna say? Was he gonna say the truth or was he gonna lie to him? Anywho, so, you know, write down in the comments what you thought. And I like this whole little thing that they're doing right now because it allows for the how would you call it? The ability to, you know, to deal with this, I guess. That's an easier way to say it. Yeah, to deal with it. But yeah. Anywho. Also, if you didn't notice, the whole scrolling thing when they were in the car, it made me very dizzy. Because I was reading, but my eyes wanted to follow the background. So, all the pausing that I had to do there is because I had to stop reading. But yeah, anyways. It might be fixed by, like, maybe actually having them, like, in a little mock car. And, having that focus, even if the background is still moving. But just, like, not having the background be so in focus. But yeah, anyways, so, yeah. Anywho, so yeah. Thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Where the Demon Lurks or stay up to date with it, I will post a link down for their Twitter page, you know, in the description. And it should have a direct link for the HIO page where you can download the game, or you can just go to HIO and download it yourself. And I will also post a link down for their Patreon where you can get early access to builds of Where the Demon Lurks. And I believe that the next one is Morris. Afterwards, it's going to be Lucien again. So yeah. What else? With Morris, it will be interesting to find out what happens with, you know, his little, you know, what happened. And yeah. What else? Also, you know, coffee, link down in the description, as well as, well, you should be seeing now, you know, I have channel memberships now, so you should see the names right now. there's not enough to be scrolling, but you know, yeah. Like, yeah, read, look, people subscribe to my channel memberships. Ooh, yay. Anyways, but yeah, so if you subscribe, you get a little thing by your name. You might be noticing it by now. Some people that comment have the little badge, and eventually as the months pass by, the badge will change colors. And they can also use like the little emojis, which I haven't seen, like I've only seen like 3 people use them. So in order to do it, you need to put I think it's a little, the 3 little periods, the one that's stacked on top of each other, and then type Yeen, and then like the little things will appear, the ones that you can use. So yeah. Anywho, so depending on the tier that you subscribe to, you'll either just, you know, be on the channel shout out that you probably already saw, or if you subscribe to the Yeen Friends, you will get early access to videos that would normally be scheduled. So, you know, instead of scheduling them, I will put them up for members, so the members will be able to watch them as soon as they go up. So members will be able to watch this before all the normal people are able to watch it. So yeah. Anywho, so yeah, I guess that's about it. And thank you all for watching, and bye-bye.